Hey, welcome everybody. This is Glitch, and I am bringing to you today a PvT of oGsMC versus Bomber, and this is on the map Shattered Temple, I believe. This is Shattered Temple, right? Not Lost Temple. Yeah, I think Lost Temple's been taken out of the map pool completely. Am I wrong? I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked on that recently, but all I know is that I haven't had Terrans with siege tanks up on my Naturals ledge bombing the crap out of me lately. This is a match, as I said, between Bomber and oGsMC. MC, obviously, from the very good team OGS. MC, I don't know what he's been doing recently. I know he did well at MLG Columbus. I believe he took third at MLG Columbus, and even more recently, I think he was in the Stars War tournament. Ridiculously hard to say. I always want to say Star Wars. Stars War tournament. I think he took first place in that. I'm not sure. Check me on that. But I'm pretty sure he took first at the Stars War tournament. Bomber is a very good player, very well known, from the team Startail, actually. Another very good team. Another good Korean team, actually. Both these players are Korean players. So I'm hoping for a very epic game. This game was actually from Dreamhack Summer 2011, which just wrapped up not too long ago. I'm hoping for some cool games. I'm actually going to cast the set of 3. These are 3 games that I did not catch during the actual Dreamhack, so that's kind of why I wanted to cast them. I haven't seen them yet. I'm hoping they're good games. I have no idea what the outcome is or who the winner is, so we're going to find that out today. Let's see, Bomber here going for that ever so typical supply depot barracks build, and nothing too fantastic yet on either side. Something very standard from oGsMC: gateway, gas, and then core. Pretty standard stuff so far from oGsMC. Yeah, looks like both players just focusing on teching. Looks like we're not going to see any kind of early pressure or anything of that sort early on. Orbital command just coming down for Bomber so he can drop them OP mules. Seriously, mules, everybody? Anybody think mules are kind of OP? I think Terran's the only race I can go up against, destroy their whole mineral line, and still have them continue producing like no problem because they just drop like 8 mules and then they're fine. Scout here coming in for SCV. Yes, the SCV coming in for Bomber, scouting what's going on at oGsMC's base. Doesn't see too much. All he sees is this one gateway right now with the Stalker. Sees that he is chrono boosting that warp gate tech just a little bit. Not as much of a problem as it used to be. Ever since they increased the warp gate time, it used to be 140 seconds. It's now up to 160 seconds. So it does take a little longer to get those warp gates out, and makes it a little trickier to put on that early warp gate pressure. It makes 4 gates and things come a little bit slower, which I think was the intended purpose of increasing that warp gate research time. Let's see, we've now got 3 barracks coming up for Bomber. Well, 2 barracks coming up, adding on to make a total of 3. Constantly producing Marines out of that 1 racks. Dropping 2 gas down as he expands. Looks like he's throwing down a command center that he's probably going to convert to a orbital command and then lift it and fly it down to the low ground. We do have a forward stalker here from oGsMC just to see if there's any kind of early pressure coming. Just wants to be sure as he expands. This is always a good idea to have your opponent's front scouted, especially when you're expanding. You want to know when they're pushing out because you want to know that your expansion is safe. Second gateway now coming down for oGsMC. Oh, and a third gateway coming down for oGsMC. So we are going to see some infantry units here on the field. Do you call them infantry units? Protoss infantry units? I'm not sure if Protoss, if you still refer to them as infantry units. Gateway units, how about that? Gateway units works. Gateway units, looks like we're going to have, for now, a gateway based army from oGsMC. Bomber just got his natural up. Looks like, yeah, just a little bit ahead of oGsMC. This orbital command from Bomber dropping down the mules. oGsMC just poking in just to see what's going on. He has seen now that Bomber is just expanding to his natural, so he doesn't have to worry too much about any pressure anytime soon. Both players will just be teching. We'll see if oGsMC has any kind of tech response to that. A lot of times it's very common. Once you see a player expanding, you just start to tech. You get a little bit of tech going. You don't have to worry about building too many army units yet, because you know that they're not pushing out yet, because they can't have that much more than you if they expanded as well. We now are seeing a reactor go down in this factory and a starport coming down for Bomber. Wouldn't be surprised to see that factory lift once that starport is done. This is actually going to be pretty well timed. I always like when these add-ons are well timed like that. Looks like that starport is going to finish about at the exact same time as the factory's reactor goes. The swap, probably for some medevacs, maybe even a few later game Vikings. Big force here coming at the front of oGsMC. He's got a forward pylon here so he can reinforce. This engagement's coming in, and Bomber pulling his SCVs off the line. Nice force fields here by oGsMC. He places all the force fields around the bunker so that the SCVs cannot get in to repair those bunkers. But with 2 bunkers there and all these ground units, I think Bomber can hold this attack force off just fine. oGsMC having a little bit of indecision here about whether he wants to continue on this pressure or not. He sees that the bunkers are back up and fully repaired, and it looks like he is just going to pull back. Oh, like I thought, yes, medevac's coming up for Bomber now to support his infantry units, because yes, Bomber does indeed have infantry units. No add-ons yet on the 2 barracks. So far we've got 3 racks, 1 with a tech lab, the other 2 not at all being used right now. Tech lab just going down on 1 of those barracks just now. Yeah, we want to kind of see some constant production out of those barracks. I'm kind of disappointed in you, Bomber. I would have thought constant production would have been an okay thing for you. Ooh, loading up a medevac for a drop. Looks like we do have 2 medevacs also coming around the backside. Probably. Oh, oGsMC does have this pylon here that should be able to spot. Yes, he spots these, and here come the stalkers for the defense. Bomber's just going to play the safe move though and drop. He knows that he's already been spotted by that pylon, so he thought he'd just get a free 100 mineral lead by just killing off that 1 pylon. Hoping maybe he can even supply block oGsMC a little bit. oGsMC playing it safe, planting his units all around where those medevacs could come in. I almost said dropships. That's Brood War. Ooh, 4 medevacs. That is a lot of medevacs. He's now going to come in, and there are only sentries here that can do damage to air units. Bomber just pulling back. On the production tab we see both Blink and Protoss ground weapons coming up for oGsMC. That Blink is going to really be able to help oGsMC bounce back and forth between his main and his natural with those stalkers, that he can really defend this drop. Looks like Bomber's decided that he is not feeling comfortable with that drop, and he's just going to come and unload these medevacs and not going to go through with this drop. He is bringing forward a few Marauders here. No upgrades yet for Bomber. I don't even think he's got any engineering bays down yet. No, but we do see a Ghost Academy coming up right now. Ooh, it'll be interesting to see some ghosts come on the play. Onto the field. I love ghosts in TVP. They're able to just destroy the shields of the Protoss units, allowing you to just smash through Protoss units. I mean, you think about it, you're essentially taking down half the unit's health just instantly with 1 unit spell. Bomber moving in here with a giant infantry medevac force, but there is an observer here, so oGsMC does see this coming. This is no surprise to MC. oGsMC just going to pop up here and blink back just to see what's going on, see what kind of units are up here, what kind of units he can expect. Another command center going down for Bomber. As well, Mobius Reactor coming down for his Ghosts. Going to be able to get some cloaking in. Do have now, as I said before, the engineering bay is down, and there are some infantry weapons as well as infantry armor coming up on that one engineering bay. Let's see. Bomber has decided to pull back. Interestingly enough, this has been kind of a chill game. Both players kind of playing it safe. Nobody really wants to come forward and do any kind of a major attack. Although here we do have an engagement. oGsMC is moving out as Bomber retreats. Do we have some ghosts on the field? We have 3 ghosts on the production tab coming out right now. Oh, but on the oGsMC side of things, we have both Colossus with Extended Thermal Lance coming out, as well as the Templar Archives. And a third now coming up for oGsMC as well. I like this play here by oGsMC, taking this third all the way up in this top left corner. This third is so far away from Bomber. If Bomber does ever try to push and take that third, oGsMC can just swing through the middle and attack Bomber's main, leaving it completely open. As long as he keeps this Zealot here on the Xel'Naga Tower, he's got some pretty good map control right now. I wouldn't say uncontested, because Bomber does keep moving forward and taking over the middle. Bomber not scouting that observer there. He doesn't see that observer. But oGsMC has seen that force, and he knows that Bomber is moving out. He has seen the composition. He has seen the ghosts. Psionic Storm now coming up with a couple of High Templar. There are those High Templar. The Kydarian Amulet has been removed from the game, meaning that you can no longer just spawn High Templar and instantly Psi Storm with them. oGsMC stalling for some time, force fielding that ramp. Oh no! Oh no! He left his Colossus there, and his Colossus did get taken out. I don't know if he was aware. Maybe he thought that force field was still up. I don't know, but his Colossus, that is a major loss for oGsMC. His entire ground army just got all their shields taken out by those ghosts, EMPs, Psi Storms not quite ready yet on those High Templar. Well, actually, yeah, well, maybe they are. This one does have enough. There we go. There go the Psi Storms. And, oh, man, that is just brutal. I think this force is going to get cleaned up by oGsMC, but, man, he could have had a commanding lead if he would have kept those Colossus in that fight. Those Colossus, losing those early Colossus right here really did it for oGsMC. That was just not good control there by MC. I think with those 2 Colossus, if he would have engaged with the rest of his army, then he would have just had a commanding lead over that fight. Colossus just dominate those infantry. Third now going down for Bomber. It is an orbital command, so he is going to be using it for the mules and the scans. It's pretty common for Terran to make this particular command center into a planetary fortress, just because of the easy attack distance. If we look at the attack paths from oGsMC to this location here, you can see that oGsMC can just move straight through here and just attack. Not too big, it's just a straight shot from oGsMC's base. Whereas if Bomber wants to defend this location, he has to come all the way around here, swing all the way around, and come back up here to defend. So it is a bit of a long place. Bomber doing the right move though, and placing all of his forces here where he can go safely back and forth between these 2 bases. Big attack force coming in here though from oGsMC. I don't know if Bomber should be engaging this. This is a lot of stuff from oGsMC. These 2 Colossus going to decimate these ground forces. This Archon here to soak up a lot of damage. Stalkers, Zealots just always good. I love Zealots. I do whenever I do play Protoss, I main Zerg, but whenever I do play Protoss, I do tend to favor those Zealots that allow me to tech to other units. Ghost EMPs going down, but I don't know if they're going to be enough here. This Colossus is going to be able to do a lot of damage. One Colossus did get taken out. And a GG from Bomber. I don't know whether Bomber did get a scan on this third, and so he knew that MC has been macroing up a storm up there and just didn't think he could catch up. His second was pretty much mined out. His main was almost mined out. Looks like he had about 85 minerals left there in his main. And that third was denied. He just knew that he would not be able to keep up production. So, oGsMC takes a nice lead here in Game 1, and we're going to move on, guys, to Game 2.